Dear candidates, today we'll talk about the psychological tests which are being held in the SSB. Now, all of you know that there are four tests basically which are carried out in the SSB. First is your TAT, that is thematic apperception test. Second is WAT, that is word association test. Third is your SRT, that is situation reaction test. And finally, you have to write ST, that is your self description test. Now, today in this series, we'll talk about the TAT, that is thematic appreciation test. Now, as far as your TAT is concerned, all of you are aware, you must have read somewhere or must have gone through the reference books which are there, that you have to write TAT in which you have to write 12 stories which are there. Out of these 12 stories, 11 stories are shown on this slide and they are flashed for 30 seconds, and the 12th story is blank on which you have to write a story. Now, most of you are in a dilemma whether how should we go about writing the story, how should we write, whether should we go pre-prepared with the stories or should we write the story there itself. Now, as far as the TAT is concerned, let me clear you that as far as the TAT is concerned, certain tips which I can give you for practice. Yes, you can do the practice as far as the TAT is concerned. The first tip is that once it is shown for 30 seconds, please don't trim your eyes till the slide goes off. Look at the slide clearly, see how many people are there, what are they holding, what is their expression, what is the dress they are wearing, and which is the background, which is the foreground. You have to understand and then analyze, and you have to select one person as a hero or the heroine depending on the gender. As far as the boys are concerned, they should select hero. As far as the male is concerned, they should select the male as a hero, and the females should select female as a heroine. Now, as far as the TAT is concerned, how should you go about it? Now, when you write your TAT, it has to be written in simple past tense. Now, when you write your story, don't make hero as a superhero. It should be related to your age, your sex and mood, your emotions, thoughts, etc. should come out in that. You should see the problem, what problem is there and how you will solve it, and you don't have to go overboard. Now, when you write your story, it should be related to your age, your surroundings, whatever you have observed. Now, whenever you write your story, write with your experience, what you have done, what you have played, or any extracurricular which you have taken part. When you write the story, please relate to that and write it as if that you are the person who is standing there and you are tackling the problem as per the situation which is given. Basically, what is the problem has to be identified. What is the problem? Then you should match yourself with the hero. Then you start writing. Now, what will happen? There is a certain other confusion is also there between the candidates, that are these 11 stories related to each other? No, these stories are not related to each other. You will find some of the stories will be positive, some will be negative. As far as the negative is concerned, negative stories are concerned, we deal with in the next phase. I'll talk about the positive pictures or some of the neutral pictures which are there. Any picture which is there. Now, first, what should, if it's feasible, hero should tackle the problem. Hero should not get unnecessarily involved. Should not get involved where his life is in danger. He should tackle the situation with cool mind, and he should only take help of the people who are there around if it's not feasible, that he is not able to tackle it, and if it's it's feasible then or it's required, then you should take help of the surroundings, the people who are there. And one more query which is there among the candidates is that should we borrow the hero or the heroine from outside or not? Yes, you can borrow, but normally you should not, 95% you should not borrow from outside. If required, if you see, as I've told you, that you should relate, it should be related to your age, etc. It should not be more than, say, you can say, you should not go beyond plus minus 5 years of your age. Only thing is, if you see, if there's a, suppose there's an example, there's a small child, most of the pictures you must have seen in the net or in the reference books are there, that there's a female is there, and a child is playing with, a little child is playing with a toy. Now, in this case, if you are a male, you are at liberty to get the hero from outside. Basically what happens, as as it is emphasized that you should only select male as a hero. A small child, if you select a small child, will he be able to solve the problems? No. So what you have to do, you can get the hero from outside. But basically, but 95% you should get the hero from the picture itself. Then you start analyzing. As I've told you earlier, again I'll tell you which are the main points you should observe. First is it has to be written in simple past tense. Now it has to be written in one complete paragraph. Now three things to be kept in mind: what led to the situation, what is currently going on, and what is the outcome. That is, what led to the situation means what is the little bit past of the story, that should only be in 1 and 2 lines. Then what is presently going on should be maximum, and what is the outcome means that the conclusion should be again in 1 or 2 lines. Now again, no cutting etc should be there, no writing should be there, your handwriting should be legible. Some of you, which we have observed here, the candidates who are coming, their handwriting is not that good, so we have told them to write a page every day. And if you write a page every day, your handwriting will become eligible, legible, and you will be able to write in 4 minutes. Now because what happens, your handwriting may be good, but unless and you practice writing in 4 minutes, it will not be legible. You will be given 4 minutes to write your story, and a picture will be shown to you for 30 seconds. Now, certain points you have to keep in mind when you see the picture, that please don't take your eyes off until till the 30 seconds are over. You should observe the picture carefully. You should see how many characters are there, what are they doing, what are they holding, what is the background, what is the foreground, what dress they are wearing. Then you decide upon the plot. Now you have to select one person as a hero oblique heroine depending upon the gender. Now when you select the hero, you have to name him or her. Now when you write all 12 stories, the different names should be there of all the characters. The name can be your friends, relatives, or any thing can be there. Normally it is said that you should write the names of people with different religions, so that it shows you that you are in a harmony. Now when you write your story, what you have to consider, three factors into mind: that what led to the situation, what is currently going on, and what is the outcome. Now, what led to this situation? You should immediately come to the scene which is there. That is what led to the situation. In 1 or 2 lines, you should be able to come to the scene. Then you should write about the main content. That is what led to the situation. Maximum time or 80% of your content of the story should be related to this. Then, when you write your conclusion, that is that is the future, or you can say conclusion. In that, again 1 or 2 lines, and in that, the when a person reads it, or this when the psychologist sees it, he should be able to make the content of your story, that what the reader wants to say, and what whether reader has come to a constructive, simple, constructive, fruitful story or not. That is the main thing which you have to keep in mind. Find the outline problems or the situation which is there in the story, and by the central character, or the you can say the hero who is there. Now your relatives, like very intelligent, all these adjectives, they will not serve any purpose, they will not give you any advantage. Basically you should know how he has tackled it, what all things he has done to tackle the situation, and the action taken by the hero should be practical and realistic. It's not that you should not do anything which is out of the box. Out of the box, if you want to do it in such a manner that it looks like real. Now give a variety to your stories. Don't stick to one particular story. Or like some of your, most of the time you write about social service or the family related problems which are there. You should cover all wide areas. You have studied in the college, you have studied in this earlier, you studied in the school, then you had an experience outside with the world which is there. Some actions you have seen, some activities you have seen outside, or you have in your house also. Some you have, then when the relatives are there, you have gone to the functions etc, you have done something. Write about these things which are there, and that will show your involvement. And basically what is required, that the all of you know there are the 15 officer-like qualities which are being judged. These 15 officer-like qualities should be reflected as far as your the stories are concerned. So indirectly, when you write about these officer-like qualities which are there, or you can say there are four factors which are there: factor one, factor two, factor three, factor four. Your story should cover all these factors, and that can only be possible if you attempt the stories, seeing the picture which is there. Then before attempting the story, and you should see what actions you have written earlier, and main problem or the main action which comes in your final, that is the blank story which is there. Again here you should think for 30 seconds, because since you are writing a blank story, you know what you have to write. Think about it, see what all things have come, or which all officer like qualities you have covered earlier, trying to write that story which is there, which covers the stories which or the qualities which you have not covered. Then you will be in an advantage. And as far as the TAT is concerned, I've told you this is the most important part of the psychological test. You can say 70% of your you can say 70% of your judgment is done here. What? Because you are writing a story, with this story with your unconscious mind. Now all of you know there are three types of mind which are there, that is unconscious mind, subconscious mind, and conscious mind. So the TAT has been kept so that once you write one story after the other, you may have remembered one or two stories, but once you see the pictures there, then you perforce at times it will be there that you have to think there itself and write your story. So what? How should you practice? You should practice whatever the first thought comes in your mind. Start writing story about that. Keep practicing, and you will be able to do well. All the best.